All right, everyone, let's get this started. We're on a bit of a tight timeline today, so let's be nice and snappy with it so that we can get to the stadium and get out of here. So Will Polashik, let's start with you.
Afternoon, Christian. How are you?
Afternoon, Will. I'm fine, thank you.
I'm good. What can you tell us about how Yera came out of Wednesday? I know that you said it was a precaution. Do you feel like you'll have him for this weekend?
It was a precaution. I think Yere trained today. He's fine. He's eligible to play.
That's good stuff. I know when Carroll came out Wednesday, I know he was disappointed. He wanted to get the hat trick. I know you had a bit of a discussion with him. What was that like? I'm sure it was something along the lines of you want to have him for the long haul because of these games coming up, obviously.
Yeah, obviously, as a striker, you want always to have the opportunity to score more goals, but he knows very well my thoughts. For me, at the center of everything is the team, and so should be for every player. He's done a great job. We know that he's an important player for us. We have an important match to play tomorrow. So sometimes I'm also paid to take unpopular decisions. But after when reflecting, many times the player come to me and they seem to understand, maybe because they are scared that they are not going to be selected for the next game. I don't know. No, but joking apart, I think that yeah, there is an element of that. But again, at the center of all our thoughts, at the center of our project is the team. The team is the most important player.
I know he's got the international call up. Do you kind of know what the schedule is going to be in terms of whether or not he'd be available for the 18th? I know that you're obviously focused on tomorrow, but how much in the future have you looked towards that in terms of his availability for that 18th contest?
Listen, we know the dates of when he leaves. We know the dates when he will be back. Then I need to have property and abilities that I don't have, or to be a clairvoyant, to know if he's going to play, what's going to happen. So I think that the focus is on tomorrow to do everything well. And then after we will see. I will keep in touch with him like I've always done with players that they go to the national team. And we will take it from there.
Just two more for me. Your team obviously has gone under a lot of transformation over the course of the season because of the international, because of the come-ins, the transfers in, I should say. Do you feel like you now have your best 11 that you're being able to play on a consistent basis in terms of all the different machinations that have happened because of injury and things of that nature? Do you feel like you're playing your best 11 now in terms of where you are in this season?
I think that the team is an entity that is in constant evolution. Obviously, as the games goes on, as the season goes on, you find a certain balance, and then a certain team seems to found a rhythm, and that this is what I felt in the last few games, even though we had a couple of results didn't go our way. But I think in terms of performance, we were alive and kicking in both the games against Cincinnati and New England. And at this moment there is a kind of 11, but I said everyone is in contention. The way the people train to me is very important. I have me and the coaching staff, we have elements to see who is doing well. Everybody gets repetitions in their own position. So I think that competition is healthy.
And lastly, for me, I know that you were in a very similar position a year ago when you went to Chicago. I know it took a little bit to get the result, but is there some comfort in that muscle memory from last year, knowing that you had a late season matchup against this team and you were able to grind out a very resilient result a year ago?
Yeah. I think that part of the growing in the league is that to now I think we have been in different places, in different stadiums, and as well as getting results, we also play really well away from home in tough places. And this is part of the growing up. Likely last year, we started to win a few games away from home as well. And that gave us that kind of extra confidence because we couldn't do that in the first part of the season. And surely that will be hopefully will stay in the muscle memory, just to use your words. But it's going to be a different game, and we need to be prepared. They evolved, we evolved. So I believe it's going to be a strong game tomorrow.
Thank you. Good luck. Safe travels.
Thank you. Thank you, Will.
Okay, thank you, Will. Mike Solarte.
Good afternoon, Christian. I'll let you finish your water.
Sorry. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
No need to apologize, sir. Kind of dovetailing off of the evolution side of things and remembering the muscle memory from a year ago. Last year is last year. This year is this year. You've seen Chicago once. How have they evolved from this previous meeting to what you likely will see on Saturday?
I think they are a team very dynamic. I remember them when they came to play last year here. I thought we lost that game, but we shouldn't have lost in the way we did. But I remember to see a team that was very dynamic in the players that they have. So they still have got that dynamism in them, in players like Jimenez, in players like Navarro, in players like Herbers. You know, they have a number of players that they do behind midfield, which is a new one. I think is a new DP. And then they have obviously the quality in Shaqiri. Shaqiri, I think he seems to be feeling more at ease, which is one of the best players in the league, in my opinion, for quality and for experience that he brings to the table, and still quite dynamic. They have a solid back four. They have a player that I coach in Nice, Souquet, that I know is a good fullback, and the fact that he's not playing lately tells me that there must be quality in the side. So it's a team I respect. I respect the coach. Has done a good job since taking over, but we need to be focused on our game, and we need to give continuity to our way of playing that we are establishing, and we need to learn how to win games. And I know that it sounds like a cliche, okay, but this is the most important thing. But I think it's just another step. I think many steps we have accomplished. We managed to play more aggressively with the ball, without the ball, home and away. And the final step is how to win games. And that might make people smile, laugh, but for me, it's just another step. And in my opinion, we are not that far from becoming a team that is going to be really strong and challenging.
It's totally understandable, the mindset. Being snappy is, according to Will Martin, he wants us to be snappy and quick. So I'll give my last one here. You're getting ready to get on a plane to go to Chicago.
Yeah.
What is your favorite movie surrounding travel, involving travel?
Good question. I thought it was Chicago. I was ready to say any movie with Al Capone, no? But so on the travel is it called Terminal, the one with Tom Hanks that he gets stuck in? That one, I think he was and also Catch Me If You Can. I thought it was quite funny as well with the DiCaprio. I think that there was two. But the number one, if you have to say travel in 2001 Space Odyssey, for me is the number one.
Okay, I got to ask you to elaborate on that one.
Kubrick is one of my two favorite directors, as I told you. So I admire him. I thought he was an unbelievable artist, intellectual, and that movie is something that I've watched many times, and every time I watch, I learn something new, which is a sign of a masterpiece, in my opinion. But or that I am thick, which is probably true as well, but is my favorite one of traveling for sure.
Well, safe travels to Chicago, and get a slice of deep dish pizza while you're up there.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
It's my hometown, so I mean that's where I'm from.
No, it's a beautiful town, very beautiful. One of my favorite in the US.
Best of luck.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you. We'll see you post game.